Hey all, and welcome back for the finale of Pokémon Sword, and oh lordy, there it is, the giant space flea from nowhere itself, Eternatus!
Yep. I mean, it looks ridiculous, but I'm kind of here for this design. It looks ridiculous, but it looks cool at the same time, and I kind of love it.
It's very much Ultra Beast in its aesthetic.
Yes.
A little bit, maybe a bit too much, but given its integration into the game's finale here, I can let that slide, because what they do with him here is fantastic.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, I'm all out of tea. What a finale this will be without me and without tea. But hey, Leon is here, and I guess he's gonna solve the problem. I mean, if the champion can't do it, what chance do we have?
Well, yeah, but we're gonna...
Yeah, well, I mean, he does have the giant Charizard, so, although compared to the giant monster there, Charizard's probably terrified as well.
True. Alright, here we go then. He's roaring. Go regular Pokeball!
This will work!
Of course it'll work. It's gonna be absolutely fine. I mean, look!
Oh.
I mean, it's not shaking or anything, which is a bit of... Oh, there we go, one. Oh, come on, oh, and then, no.
There you go, an actual in-law reason as to why you have to buy more Pokeballs, because they fucking explode.
Yeah, although I don't think they explode quite like that, but still.
Alright, here we go then. This finale is kicking off a big styly. Eternatus approaches. Do we have any info, Richie?
We have a reasonable amount of info about Eternatus. So, its name may be derived from Eternatus, which is the Latin for immortalised, but also Thanatos, or Thanatos, who's the personification of death in Greek mythology. Mm-hmm. Its Japanese name, and therefore its Korean and Chinese names, is Mugendina, which may be a combination of Mugendai, which is infinity, and Dynamax, which is where they get the sort of Dynamax bit, possibly also dynamic. And that's quite cool in terms of sort of origin, maybe based on giants of some form, maybe it being like a dragon, maybe a reference to Uther Pendragon, Arthur's father, who acquired his epithet, Pendragon, and started using dragons on his standards after witnessing a dragon-shaped comet. There's also sort of potential other things of being based on a seven-headed dragon in the Book of Revelation in the Bible, and all sorts of other things. There's also the fact that it's the only Pokemon with a base stat of 690.
Jeez. In
both of its forms, because this is its second form, it's Eternamax form. It's the largest Pokemon overall in terms of height. It's the heaviest Poison-type and Dragon-type Pokemon. And Eternamax Eternatus is tied with Blissey for highest HP of all Pokemon. Has the highest base defense and special defense stats of all Pokemon. And it's the only Pokemon with a base stat that is above 800, in this case 1125, making it the highest of all Pokemon. Ooh. And the other point is that, because obviously we're going to be able to catch the bloody thing, while Eternatus does possess an alternate form, it can't actually Dynamax or Gigantamax itself.
I mean, this would kind of be a bit OP in standard gameplay.
Oh yes, although I will say Eternatus is amazing for tackling the Rose Tower.
I do think something that's quite interesting about Eternatus is that while you can't use his Eternamax form here, one of his attacks that he can get does actually do more damage to Pokemon that are Dynamax. So he's kind of on a level playing field there. So, he might not get his Super Beast form, but fuck it, he can still deal the damage.
Oh yes.
What's going on here? I think it's time for the sleepers to awaken!
Agreed.
It's time for the coolest fucking part of the game coming up.
Oh shit. Goddamn. I was like... the first time it happened. It's happening. Get ready for some motherfucking anime.
Anime, I love how anime Pokemon has decided that it's quite happy to go, and I am totally okay with it.
shout out to the theme, Eternatus Phase 3, my favourite song on the soundtrack here. It is so fucking cool, and the fact that you got the wolves, like, calling mixed in with it, it's just so fucking good.
It's up there for me, definitely.
And also, like, we take the piss out of some elements of the animation in this game, but, like, you get scenes like this and it's just like, no, this is actually quite well done.
They know what they're doing for this part, yeah.
Well, they clearly put all their attention into this part of the story.
Like 95% of their attention.
Look at all these effects and whatnot. It's like, oh my god, we put the slider all the way to 100 here. And of course, it's a max raid battle, because that's how you tie in gimmicks properly. You make them part of the story.
Exactly.
Now, Zacian is going to do a fair bit of damage here, I assume, while Zamazenta is here too.
Yeah. Oh boy, that's kind of how it was when I played Shield, more of which in the post-game.
Yeah.
The thing there is that Zacian kind of wins overall for me. Like, he's kind of got the cooler design. He's obviously the more popular design from what we've seen going around, and as far as I recall, Sword outsold Shield as well. And like, even in the TCG, and that Zacian V has got a better card than Zamazenta's V or whatever.
The other thing you've got is that you put Zacian and Zamazenta up against each other. It's pretty much guaranteed that Zacian's probably going to win, because his Zacian's special move is super effective against Zamazenta, and Zamazenta can't necessarily say the same.
Not quite the fairest fight here, but I don't know, like, as designs, they've grown on me a bit. I do kind of feel like they're a bit too similar in their designs for, like, the kind of two countering box art Pokemon. I feel like the box art being so underwhelming kind of gave a negative first impression for them.
Yeah, agreed.
Like, their initial, like, showing wasn't really all that special. It did seem a bit, oh look, it's Pokemon with unnatural things again, you know, well, how did it get born with a sword? The answer to that is that it wasn't. These are upgrades, which I was much happier with the overall theming of them when I realised, oh, it's a new form or something.
No, that's a biological sword, you know.
Ah, biological sword.
It's like the fucking Sylveon thing again.
Flesh ribbons, giant hand in the sky, poison hand. The very first poison dragon, or dragon poison, I believe.
I think it is, yeah, and we haven't actually had that many poison legendaries overall, because we had Genesect. Have we have any others?
Give me a second.
No, I don't think we have. Richie, you should know this off the top of your head, mate.
Oh, as if I bloody know that off the top of my head. There was the Ultra Beast that was,
Oh yeah, Naganadel, I think it was.
yeah, so there was that one.
I don't count Ultra Beast as legendaries.
No. So... yeah, until this point there was no... well, there's still no pure poison type legendary, apart from Poiful, which is Ultra Beast. And then in terms of parts, yeah. Although there is Naganadel?
Yeah, that's the evolution of Poiful.
Oh, that's... yeah. So this is the only poison legendary.
There you go. I think you could do a very good one that was like the representation of the Black Death and make it a virus Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose so. Like, it'd be a kind of dark type thing there. That kind of threw me off for a minute thinking about that, because I've mentioned working on a candidate before. One of our gimmicks there was we did have a virus type, which the idea behind that was it was like had no super effective or not very effective against it. It was a purely neutral type, which that kind of, it was an interesting idea, I think, but you know, we never really got around to finishing that.
Humble brag, don't finish products.
Well, I mean, like, you know, it was a fan project by, we were all teenagers at the time doing it between school projects.
I still don't know what you're talking about, because you mumble the name every single time.
Pokemon Acanthid, the fan game.
Pokemon what? Speak properly.
Acanthid, it's a type of metal.
I still don't know what he's saying.
I'm going to fucking spell this out and you can read it and see if you read it differently to me.
Okay, let's have a look here. Where is it?
I too
Oh, I can fight.
Yeah, well, it depends how you pronounce that, because the Cantha is kind of how a lot of people would go with that.
It's like you're sneezing or something, mate. Gesundheit, I guess.
Well, it's like a more neutral form of Argentite.
Well, words, I suppose. But yeah, this is a 10-10 sequence. Maybe it could be a teeny bit shorter because, you know, much like the Anakin and Obi-Wan fight in Episode 3, after the explosiveness, it does start to peter out a little bit. But man, the whole thing, and we still have Leon to fight, you know, and we're coming off a Rose battle as well. Just, mwah.
It's just like adrenaline, and it like loads of cool stuff being thrown at you one after the other.
Definitely. And also, you know what's actually quite cool here is if you happen to get here without any Pokeball whatsoever, one will suddenly appear in your bag, so you do have the ability to catch Eternatus. I mean, I'm not sure whether it can actually fail or not.
It's story-based. I would heavily doubt it.
I too would doubt it, but either way, it's just really cool, and I love it.
The thud sound as that hit the floor was something else.
Oh? Is it ours? Yes!
It is indeed.
This abomination is ours.
In a luxury ball to boot.
I've seen people catch it in love balls, I just wanted to do something different.
Fair one, yeah.
I still respect that power, even if other people don't. Yes, Queen, we're out. Where are you going? Our job is done, but you didn't do anything. Whoosh.
Bye-bye, Tuxedo Wolf.
We probably would have died if it wasn't for them, so good old doggos, saving man as their best friend once again.
Yeah, they have bailed us out of so much shit over the years.
Everything just seems a little bit low-key right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's 3 bloody days later, like, nothing important happened in any of those 3 days.
Well, I mean, the whole world was in danger for a time. People have got to recover from the shock.
No. Let's get one thing straight here. It was simply Galar that was in danger. The Darkest Day doesn't mention anything about the other regions being affected.
But are there other regions in this universe?
Well, I don't know. Well, actually, you say... Are there any other things? Like, Kabu is explicitly from Hoenn.
Yeah.
Well, that's where we find out he's a fool, and my bullshit, rambling is actually justified.
Ah, I see.
Please let me have this. I need something to go full me over. The Sonic Timeline only does it for so long.
God, Sonic Timeline. That is, maybe we should revisit Generations one day, because there is much to discuss.
Oh, yes. Well, I mean, it's far more complex now. We have Mania and the Phantom Ruby that could have interjected things here.
No, Flame. No.
Well, we don't know that the Mania Classic Sonic is the same as the Sonic 1 to 3 and K Sonic.
Yeah, a split timeline, I think. Alternate universes. Anyway. It's time, lads. It is time. The champion battle awaits. And that was a teleporting Mudsdale. You all saw it.
Quite.
Yeah, no, it's a Galarian one that's Psychic type now. It can do that.
Is there a Psychic ground type Pokemon?
I don't think so, actually. None are coming to my mind. Oh, what are we dressing up as for the final?
I'm just getting some new trousers, mate.
But not new shoes, the part of the niche
I'll
changing.
fucking change the shoes. Jesus Christ.
Oh, God.
Ooh, going for the leather trousers. Righto. So from the looks of things, there is not currently a ground psychic type. The closest you get is rock psychic with Claydol.
Oh yeah.
Claydol's okay. It's not one of the most memorable Pokemon.
Oh no, actually no. Okay, no, it is ground psychic. Claydol and Baltoy are ground psychic, so clearly I was just off my face and I just kind of scrolled completely past them.
Ah, but what about psychic ground?
Does that fucking matter?
Yes, it does, Flame.
Okay, fine. I've been a pedant this whole playthrough. I'll let you have that one.
Playthrough is almost over, and I'm almost free. Oh no, we have more playthroughs lined up for the rest of the year.
Yeah, like, you set yourself up for a fall on that one.
Alas, just gonna update my card here before we go stomp Leon.
This is what we know in the industry as filler.
Yep, sure is. Okay, let's get one thing straight. Let's Plays are not an industry, okay? And especially not in 2020.
I mean, for successful Let's Players, it's a good business.
Oh.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, you're not wrong, you're not wrong.
While we're padding for watch time, are you going to go fight the Rotom guy in here?
There's a Rotom guy?
Yeah, the guy in one of them houses, you fight him, he's got the different forms of Rotom, and he gives you the catalogue that you can use to change your Rotom's form, if you have one.
No, actually, but that's interesting. I never realised that exists. I'm gonna be honest, I got bored towards the end, both in this and my Shield run, and I was like, I don't want to go talk to people in houses, they won't have anything cool.
And then you find out they have something cool. Like, will you, like, I know you've just done the story stuff for the post-game, but have you fought Morimoto in your own personal run?
No, I haven't.
Well, he has a double battle that he walks you from the hotel to the stadium, and his ace is a standard Dynamax Snorlax.
Oh boy, that thing.
Which is not a Gigantamax one, which is odd, but, you know, it's still pretty stocky.
Yep, and that is the only time you ever see that logo, which is Leon's logo as the champion.
Is this really the time?
It's one last spin, mate. I gotta remember who I am, what I have taken from Leon, what I am about to take from Leon.
Yeah, you will eventually own the exclusive rights to that pose.
Yes, indeed. I'm taking your cape, I'm gonna take your hat.
I'll let you do the pose, I just want royalties every time you do it on TV.
I see. Yes, this crowd is certainly idling. They are certainly idling.
Oh no, they're moving slightly, so it's alright.
You've got that one guy who's pumping his elbow up in the air.
Yeah. Now, if you do bring Eternatus with you, he comments on it, but that's about it.
Yeah, he just acknowledges that you've got it in your team.
Yeah. You cheating bitch. I see you can't beat me without a legendary.
Did you not check the tier list before you entered?
Alright then. Well, let's do this. I'm feeling pumped now. It's gonna be a champion time. I'm gonna take that from you at all.
At the end of the day, Leon is going to be a sad man with nothing left.
Well, he hasn't lost since he became champion, I guess at 10 years old, so we'll see how it goes.
Spoilers, we're gonna win.
Quite right. And, you know, since we're finally taking on Leon, I feel let's bring it on home with sort of final bit of trivia. As, you know, he tosses off his cape and throws in an Aegis Slash, which is awesome.
Yep.
So, his uniform number is 1, making him the only NPC with a uniform number not using all 3 available digits. And there's no sort of fun wordplay with that, it's just he's number 1 because he's number 1.
Yeah.
But the thing that I actually find really cool that I didn't realise is where his name comes from. So his Japanese name is Danda, and basically it comes from dandelion. And sort of the same with, so Leon comes from dandelion, French Tarak, which comes from Taraxacum, which is dandelion genus, German Delian, Italian Dandel, Spanish Lionel, basically all comes from dandelion, and that actually makes sense of his, you know, complete lack of knowing where the hell he's going, because as what happens with a dandelion when it gets blown by the wind, it just kind of goes wherever the hell it kind of gets blown.
Yeah,
and
true.
That's actually quite a fitting name for him, which makes me appreciate that character trait a little bit more than I did initially.
I would imagine that's convenient, like coincidence. It doesn't seem like something you would think out with that mindset.
Well, you never know. Generally, when you're sort of naming characters, you do try to find some things that do interesting elements or make sense to the character, but either way, Leon has a great team.
He does. He's actually, you know, for all his posturing and whatnot, well, I'm the best champion, he has the power to back that up, and I like him a lot as a fight, honestly. This Haxorus, though, you want to talk about a wall, this thing can outspeed you, it can outpower you. This is going to be pretty rough, but once we get past this, it should be okay.
We'll send out our pseudo-legendary, and hopefully we'll be balanced. Oh wait, no, he's 6 levels above us.
Yeah, I mean, that is the challenge with Leon, is that basically all of his Pokemon are above level 60, so unless you did some very careful training up before you came in here, oh boy, have fun.
Well, I mean, unless you're level 60 already by the time you beat Eternatus, you don't need to grind anyway. It's just like the story is funneling you, so it's like, oh, I don't really feel like going back to the wild area. Also, being a few levels under makes us the underdog of the story, which makes more sense to me.
Oh, quite right.
I was over-leveled by this point, but you know. Like, I tend to just fight every trainer I see along the way, so if you just do that, then you're gonna be at least competitive. But I seem to recall that I was quite a bit above in certain points.
So I think by this point, if I recall correctly, and I do remember fighting every single trainer available, I was pretty much sitting at around, I think, 63 probably. So it's sort of just in the right range for this fight.
Sorry, Surge, you're a bit of a meat puppet there, but it's all for the greater good.
He's confused and poisoned, so you got a bit of an advantage for your next Pokemon at least.
It's okay, he's been on Reddit, that's how it goes. Here we go, Freddy. Let's see you get some moves in here.
Round 2, let's see if it goes a bit better this time.
Come on, please. Confusion, make it hit itself. Nope, of course not.
And the super effective move.
Yeah, luck was not on my side this time. The RNG gods favoured Leon, I guess.
So is this the point where we just keep on reviving and let him poison himself to death?
Essentially, yes. Also, I cut out about 5 to 10 minutes of doing just that, getting my Pokemon back. So, be thankful.
Sometimes you have to. I'm thinking back to how much shit I had to cut out from Colosseum now from failed snacks.
Oh, Jesus Christ, this thing is a beast! A goddamn beast!
Yes, it is. It's kind of a miracle that, you know, you're making it through this fight.
It's fine, mate. Like I said, underdog story, let's go.
Yeah, there's a difference between underdog story and loser story, I hope you realise.
Well, the two are basically the same coin with different sides, and so on. Please hit yourself, for the love of God. Chwa!
You took your own strategy against you.
Oh, Jesus H. Christ and all the other associated apostles.
Thank you.
Hey!
He's gone, he's out of there. Oh boy.
What's that? Leon had a max revive?
Oh. Can you imagine if, like, gym leaders and the champion of Elite Four could do such a thing?
Oh god, it'd be awful. I mean, it'd be an exciting battle, but still.
Oh, yeah.
I always say I'm not really that fond on Dragapult's design. Like, I like Dragapult himself. I'm just not really that keen on like having the little ones in its ear thing there, its sensor thing.
Oh, but they're the babies that it fires like missiles. It's amazing.
Yeah, there's something that I've never been that keen on when the Pokemon has another Pokemon attached to it, like Kangaskhan and Mantine and that. It's something about it just doesn't really work for me. And like, I know that is just more of a personal gripe than a design problem, but I don't know. Like, I feel like in terms of Dragon type pseudos, there are some better picks as well, like Haxorus and Dragonite.
Well, sorry, fans of this particular Pokemon, you are wrong. You're not allowed to like this one.
That's not what I said, you bellend.
Yes, even now he is giving tips and whatnot because he wants to have a champion time. Oh, a few levels higher and that would have been an OKO. And now the great healing of our time.
If you're gonna do them all, why does it matter which order?
It's fine, I was thinking ahead, okay, so I can switch out. Oh, get ready for the thing, so just, yeah, look, there's the cut.
So smooth, like, just didn't notice a thing.
Richie, you have no fucking room to talk here.
It's a good job this thing doesn't have a steel move, otherwise I would have been kind of fucked, honestly.
Yeah, you would have been.
Oh, everyone's good, and now we can move on. Alright, what you got next, Leon? Mr. Rhyme. This is one of the exclusive to your starter counters, I believe. Because when I played Shield, I had Rillaboom, and he had Rhyperior.
Yes.
I seem to recall that Blue had a similar thing in Gen 1, where not only would the starter Pokemon that he has be different, but I think it was between Exeggutor, Arcanine, and I think Gyarados that would switch around depending on which Pokemon you had. And then
Probably.
that would change again in Yellow depending on what he evolved the Eevee into. But yeah, that Mr. Rhyme, after the fucking dragons that we've dealt with, that was nothing. Oh, here we go. Here's this monstrosity coming up.
Oh, lordy. How do we feel about the champion theme?
It's good, but there have been better champion themes in the past.
It's cool, but we've just had Eternatus Phase 3.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where it stands for me.
Yeah, and I'm going to be honest, when it first dropped, I was like, ugh, maybe the soundtrack isn't that good. But there's tons of great songs on the soundtrack, so, you know, it's just a shame this one wasn't as high quality. I think it works better in-game than it does listen to it on its own, to be fair.
Yes, definitely. And that is the case for quite a lot of video game music. The best stuff is stuff that you can listen to outside of the game and it still holds up phenomenally well. But this is still a really fun song, and oh boy!
This didn't quite go quite as you were expecting, did it?
Nope, not really. Moosh!
Well, we got rid of that, but we still got the big bastard coming.
6 foot versus 5'9".
Essentially.
All that's left is the Zard. And so it goes.
Now, what do we think of Charizard 4 as a design? Because that's what I'm rolling with.
It's glorious.
It's cool in artwork, but for some reason its eyes in-game aren't the yellow craziness, which I like.
Yeah, I think that might be an art style thing if they were exaggerating it in the official art. But for me, if we didn't have Mega Charizard X and Mega Charizard Y to compare it to, I would be a lot more impressed. But as it stands, like, it doesn't have like the cool, like, edgy energy that like the X form has, and it also doesn't have like the naturally flowing exaggeration of its design like Y has. So this one, it's like Charizard big. And while that in itself as a concept is incredible, because I like a big fucking fire dragon, like, you don't have to do much to blow it up to impress me, you know, it's still a third place. But look at him, like, he's still a fucking beast.
The wings made out of fire are decent, I suppose. Oh god.
And he can do that, so it doesn't really matter what he looks like.
Well, maybe he shouldn't have done that, Flame.
Yeah, you are quite right.
Maybe he shouldn't have done that.
I will say, when I had my final face-off in my Shield run, I did use Gigantamax Pikachu against him, so I had the type advantage, but I also had my Gen 1 pandering to myself, which...
Jesus Christ, that's Max Canto!
Oh, goodbye, Surge.
Lord have mercy.
Thankfully, not quite.
Oh, he had like a little pellet left, didn't he?
Oh, god damn. Jesus Christ.
I can see how this is going.
Oh, well, goodbye, Surge.
Yeah, but you don't need to stand for much more.
No, you just got to stall for one turn and you win.
Let's see, what sacrificial lamb can I send out? Ah, the one Flame gave me. Yes, this is perfect.
This is me as a gold dragon, I take it.
No, just the thing that represents your love and affection for HFC. And now it's going to go down the shitter, because look, Max Airstream, fuck you.
Aww. That's it, I can finally quit. Goodbye.
Oh, gee, that's actually kind of intimidating, fuck. Bye, bitch!
Goodbye, Charizard. You did your best, but in the end you were your own enemy.
Yep, and so it goes. There we go. We are the champion, my friends.
Hey! Success!
Ah, he took that really well.
I think after being champion for so long, he just wanted his successor to show himself, hadn't he?
This is a good way to end it. Well, finally, I'm so alive right now. This is the greatest battle of my life.
I'm free. You're following Rose's orders now.
Yep, see ya. And then we have a very, very long loading screen, which made me thought the game had broken the first time I played it. Yeah. It's okay. It's loading a very emotional ending here.
It's loading that cursor in the credits.
Oh, I can't even fucking see it, alright?
I saw it. It's when the Rillaboom is on screen and it's round on his back and it just flashes up on the screen.
So yeah, this has been the main story of Pokemon Sword. And before you ask, yes, we are doing the post-game, and we're also doing the DLC stuff. So yeah, there's lots more to come.
Well, obviously, I mean, we're not just going to leave you high and dry now, are we?
Well, I was going to, but that's not cash money. And since we have a Patreon, that will result in less cash money. So I gotta do it.
Even more threatening, it would have resulted in me bitching at you.
Ah, yes, the worst thing. Look at these rivals in the crowd, knowing they could never be on my level.
Knowing they could never blend in with the NPCs around them.
Look at this bland, brown-haired white boy. He is your new champion. They're not even Pokemon-shaped, these fireworks. Who gives a shit? Alas for Galar. In 1,000 years it will all be dead, but for now, I'm champion. We'll see you guys next time for the post-game of Pokemon Sword.